Coming back at you with another swift lesson in the spirit, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone, and willing teach well. Peace of salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. All right, so today, just gonna go run through a few things here. It shows that as you can see on my screen, this came out about 2 days ago, but we all know what's happened since February 2nd. Today is February 4th. America's already started strikes. Now, I said started strikes, not on the land of Iran, but you could say Iranian-backed things. So it says major U.S. strike in the Middle East could begin within hours, which it physically did manifest. And I got this article up here from Reuters. This actually came out today around 2 p.m. It says Sky News Arabia is reporting Friday morning that U.S. strikes against Iran-aligned targets may begin within hours, while NBC is once again reporting that Biden's counter-attack plan in response to the killing of 3 Americans last weekend is expected to unfold over days and possibly even weeks. Okay, so even America has to be careful about how they move with these war games, okay? And we have to understand that they can't just full force go into Iran and start bombing the shit out of them. That's not how shit works nowadays, all right? Or going and invade. They have to have a legitimate reason, or what you call probable cause, just speaking as just on a low-level sense of war, okay? Because when I say probable cause, what's the first thing you think of? Cops, all right? Or we need PC, you know how they say it, or probable cause to go into your home, to get a search warrant, whatever. So in this case, the probable cause was what was reported about, last week, where quote unquote Iranian drones came and attacked the base and killed 3 U.S. service members, okay? But then another article the next day comes out saying that America didn't know that it was Iranian drones. Bullshit. So they just need reason. It's just like the Israel-Gaza war that's going on right now. So you're just telling me random niggas just parachuted in your airspace and your Iron Dome defense system didn't catch any of that? So you're just giving yourself a reason to just do a mass genocide off of a few little rocket strikes that didn't touch anybody, okay? Because Israel claims that 1,000 people Israelis were either killed or injured. No, they weren't. All right, you just needed a reason. You stage an attack. So it's the same thing that America's doing with Iran. So this is from the Reuters.com. It says U.S. intends to further strike on Iran-backed groups. And I emphasize Iran-backed groups, says National Security Advisor says. Why I emphasize that? Because this is still a proxy. This is still a proxy. Proxy wars are indirect wars. Simple. Okay? Indirect wars that are directly trying to trigger the main source. And U.S. doing these strikes is directly trying to trigger these Iranians. And that's what's going to cause some of these prophecies that we consistently read about, primarily Joel, which I'm just going to get. You can never go too much. Like, you can consistently go into these scripts all the time. It's going to be, it's going to hit home the same way. It's Joel chapter 3 and 2. It says, I will gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So Jehoshaphat is Yahweh Shaphat in the Hebrew, and it means the valley of decision or the valley of judgment. So the Lord is going to bring all nations down there. So what U.S. is doing is intending to bring Iran into the picture. But U.S. is in the middle of the pot, okay? He's in the middle of that valley of decision. All right, so it says the United States intends to launch further strikes at the Iran-backed groups in the Middle East. the White House National Security Advisor said on Sunday after hitting Tehran maligned factions in Iraq, Syria, and Yemen over the last 2 days. Now we understand what was going on in Yemen with the Houthis. So that's another war that the Americans have started to instigate over in the Middle East. Okay, the one thing that they're trying to do, America is not trying to make this war diminutive. They're trying to elongate this. Okay, they're trying to elongate this to go ahead and get this into their plan of action going. And their main plan of action is to go ahead and draw Iran into this. So we're just watching this over, the last week or so. We'll see if there's any retaliation from the Iranians, all right, which would be a big move. Because, if Iran go ahead and, puts his foot down and stands up to the big bad wolf who's blowing all the houses down, aka America, that means he's going to bring his buddies with him, which we can read about. I'm not necessarily going to get it, but as I go to get it, I'll mention it. Gog, Magog, okay? All right? Gog and Magog. So we understand when we read this script in Ezekiel 38 chapter, 2nd verse, and it speaks about Gog and Magog. Gog and Magog is also mentioned, I think, in Revelation, the 20th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. But we know when we go into the study of this, we go into the geography of it. So that means we understand where Gog and Magog is today, which would be modern day Russia, or, you could say Eurasia. All right, but really Russia. Okay. All right. So it says, so with that being said, we understand if Iran decides to fight, because we know Iran is part of the BRICS nations. The BRICS nations were founded with these, 5 countries in this order: BRICS, B, Brazil, I, Iran, R, Russia, C, China, and then S, South Africa. And we understand they added 5 more. I think like Saudi Arabia, UAE, a few more. I did a lesson on that about like 5 weeks ago. It's like a little 2-3 minute lesson. Y'all can go watch it. I think I named it 10 countries added on to the BRICS nation. In parentheses, I put Saudi Arabia, UAE. So if y'all want to go watch that, you can. But we know they just incorporated 5 more nations. So there's like 10 nations in the BRICS right now. And those nations are fairly strong, all right? Especially when it comes to money, rich in oil, things of that nature. All right, so they are, ganging up. If you do the history on world wars, we always know there's 2 sides to the story. Prime example: Ally versus Axis powers. You see what I'm saying? This is kind of the same thing going on. World War III is going to be NATO, EU versus the BRICS. That's what it's lining up to be right now. All right, it says the United States and Britain unleashed. See, there was Britain, which that is the horn that United States came out of when you read in the book of Revelation. All right, when it talks about those 3, the little horn and things of that nature, that's speaking on the sense of these. It says unleashed attacks against 36 Houthi targets in Yemen a day after the U.S. military hit Tehran-backed groups in Iraq and Syria. You see, that Iraqi war is starting to ramp back up. It died down for a little bit, and troops were actually starting to come back home during the Obama administration, but not a lot of them. Obama said, I'm bringing everybody back home, but you knew that wasn't going to happen. There's a mission that's supposed to be accomplished that hasn't been fully fulfilled on the United States part. So they're going to keep the troops over there, and they're going to continue to stretch out their army as much as possible to keep world domination. We understand that. It says in retaliation for deadly attack on U.S. troops in Jordan. Okay? All right, so these things are going on. These things are happening. War is starting. It's really starting to get clear. Okay? It's really starting to get clear. Very understandable on what things are happening, how things are happening. We're in some exciting times right now, So I just wanted to come out with a, pretty quick lesson to understand what's going on. U.S. is bombing Iranian-backed things, not exactly the country of Iran. So they're pretty much trying to entice or be an instigator to lure Iran, a big country, which is filled with uranium. You know what uranium brings. I don't have to say it. All right. So they're trying to lure them in to this conflict, which is ultimately helping the prophecies. We're about to be out of here soon. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, praises to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, willing to teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 140 for first fruit. Till the next time, we'll say shalom.